On this Q&A, we change up the location and we shoot it in the Form and Function Academy.
Ask away, it's F+F Q&A.
Hey there, this is F+F Q&A number 42, and as always, I'm Benjamin J, here to answer your salon business questions, which you can always submit to us by either commenting on this video in the comments below or emailing them directly to me at classes@ffsaloneducation.com. So we're shooting a different location this time. We're shooting it in our academy. We've got it set up. So this is what it looks like when we host our workshops and our classes. You can tell it's a very intimate setting. We've got our big screen back there so that we can put up head sheets, and sometimes we even airplay the videos so that people can get a closer look at stuff. But yeah, it's a room that we're pretty proud of. So we've got some awesome questions. It's St. Patrick's Day today. I forgot to wear green, but our colors are black, white, and gray anyway. So let's get into some questions.
This stylist asks, when you raise your prices, how much do you normally go up? A percentage or say $1 or $2? I've been booth renting for a little over a year and I'm 90% booked and mainly do men's cuts at $20 a cut.
I love this question, and the reason that I love it is because oftentimes when we're talking about price increases, people are asking questions on how do you do it in terms of how do you notify guests, or when is it time to do it in terms of how busy do you have to be. At 90% booked, you're good to go. I think that you should be confident in raising your prices. So the question is how much? In our experience, our price increases when our stylists move up their levels are generally anywhere from 10 to 20%. So our cut and style, if you were to move from a level 1 to 2, goes from $50 to $60, which is 20%. Your basic color price would go from 60 to 70, which is a 17% increase. Highlights, partials go from 95 to 110, which I think is also around 16%, somewhere around there. And then your full highlight moves up 10%. In our experience, and what I've heard from other salon owners is essentially whenever you raise your prices, no matter what the price increase is going to be, just count on 10% of your guests leaving. So to me, that tells me if I raise my prices less than 10%, I'm actually going to be making less money until I refill those clients. If I only raise my price 10%, I'm also going to basically be at a break-even point until I can capture that new talent or to capture those new clients coming in to see me. So I like to increase it by at least 10% so that no matter what, if I lose that 10%, I will still be up, right? If I raise it 17%, lose 10% of my clients, I will still be up 7% and then can grow from there. At your price point, at $20, if you increase it by only $2, let's say, which would be 10%, you're going to be at $22. I bet that there's a lot of clients that out of convenience are giving you $25 just because, you know, if they're paying cash, it's super easy, right? 2 bills. You may end up seeing that they still only give you the $25 because it's convenient. Yeah, your tip went away, but you know what, to them, they're still paying the $25. I would explore, and you could look at the area, but I would explore actually moving up to $25. I know that that would be a 25% increase, but I think that then you would get your clients to be paying $30 with the tip included if they are going to leave you a tip, and of course they do not have to. But that way, I think that you would be in a better position to make more money faster after your price increase and hold on to your gratuities if that seems to be the scale that you're working on.
This owner asks, how much time do you think an owner should spend behind the chair? Some owners are the busiest in the salon, while others seem to have a balanced leadership and working role.
This is a solid question, and it is up front, it's my belief that it's the owner's role to build everybody and not just themselves. So when I see an owner that is the busiest person in the salon, I feel like there's a lot going on that they are out of control of. I said that weird, but they're out of control on many different topics, right? Because there's only so much time in the day. And so if you are the busiest working on one guest at a time, I think that it means that you're going to be struggling coming up with your marketing programs, diving into education. My personal role is that I focus more on the backside working on the business than working in the business. That has not always been the case. My mom is an example. When she is in the salon, she is booked 4 days a week and has 1 day as an office day. That worked well for her. I know other stylists or other stylist owners that I just talked to one this weekend, and she said that she is only behind the chair 12 hours a week. So you're gonna need to kind of look at yourself to think where is your time best spent, and do you have other people to fill in those other roles? If you are a creative type and you love doing hair and that's where you want to be, that's awesome. But that means then that you should have somebody that's in the role of a manager, that is in a role of helping you with education, so that everything is still working, even if you are going to be focused one guest at a time.
This stylist wants to know, how do you handle clients that want to have consultations and get price quotes through text messages?
I think that it's nearly impossible to give an accurate consultation without seeing the hair. I personally don't have a lot of people that text me asking for prices. I will have people send me photos and say, is this possible? And I think that if you know the person and they're already a regular client, you should maybe be familiar enough with them to be able to say like, yeah, we could totally do something like that. If it is a new guest though, and you've never worked with them, I think that making any sort of promise, not in person, not being able to actually inspect the hair, see the condition, see the texture, I think that you could potentially be putting yourself in a situation where you overpromise and end up under-delivering. I think about the salon though when we take phone calls, you know, and we have people say, you know, what's the color price? I want to do this, I want to do that, and you know, we always say without seeing the hair or seeing you in person, we're not able to give you a direct price quote, but here are the starting prices. And we're always willing to set up a complimentary style profile so that the guests can come in and we can talk to them one-on-one and set something up. That would continue to be my suggestion in this situation is, if you know the guest and you feel comfortable with them, by all means, you could probably talk it out. But if it's a new guest and you don't know what you're getting into, try and get them into the salon and talk to them one-on-one in person, and then you can also kill them with kindness and win them over with your personality, and then they'll come in and book those services.
This stylist asks, a regular client wants me to do her Brazilian blowout, and I normally do not offer this service. I agreed to do the blowout for her if she brings it in. Is this okay, and what should I charge?
I personally don't think that this is a good situation to be getting into. I'm all about adding new services and new revenue streams to the salon. So if you wanted to get into Brazilian blowout, that's fantastic, right? Take the training, bring the product in, supply the product, market it, build it into your menu, do everything to make it something that you want to be behind. But if you don't want to be behind it and you're not familiar with this particular service, then I don't think that you should be doing it for your clients. The reason that I don't recommend letting her bring the product is if, you know, heaven forbid, anything were to go wrong, you don't know where that product came from, so you can't guarantee the product. Maybe it's old. I don't know where a guest is going to get the professional version of Brazilian blowout to begin with, right? So they're going to be going through some sort of back channel in order to bring the product to you. Whenever you bring in a service, somebody's going to have to be first, right? Somebody's going to have to be the first guest that you do that color technique on, or you do that texturizing service on. But you're not getting behind the product in that manner. You haven't taken the training, so you're really going into this really, really blind. So I don't think you're setting yourself up for success in terms of this service turning out its best. In terms of what you should charge, I don't know that I can give you a great recommendation for that. Look at what your hourly average is, and then just multiply that by how many hours this service is going to take. You know, I think that there's usually somewhere around 2 hours or so. You're not supplying the product, so you can't charge for that. So that's why you really got to look at what your hourly service rate is going to be. But again, I wouldn't recommend doing the service this way. This was episode 42. In terms of upcoming education, we do have the amazing Emily Costello with Our Christian Awesome on March 28th. So that is, wow, that's a week and a half away. It's coming up. We do still have some spots available if you want to hang out with us that morning here in Chicago in this academy. It's a chair right here for you. So anyway, guys, we will see you on the next episode. If you have any questions, again, drop them in the comments below. Email them to us, classes@ffsaloneducation.com, and I appreciate you watching and sharing with your stylist friends. So we'll see you on 43.